For the life of me, am trying to figure out what the credentials are for the SWF and how they select #1 contenders for my SWF heavyweight title. For what I've figured out, Brian Cage. Yeah, who's Brian Cage? That's what I wanted to know. Brian Cage is the #1 contender for the SWF Heavyweight Championship. Brian Cage has never wrestled in the SWF, but he gets a shot at the champ on his first night. So who is this guy? Well, what I've found out is he's a former WWE developmental star. But how can that be positive? Because the way I look at it is that he got to the top and failed miserably. He couldn't cut the mustard and had to come back to the independents. I also hear that he's he's got a tryout with TNA. He had a tryout with TNA. But last time I checked, he's not on Impact. He doesn't have a TNA contract. So guess what? Brian Cage failed again to try to get into the big leagues. So what is he trying to do? Make a name in the SWF? Make a name on my watch? Don't think so. But it's obvious to me that he did get a title shot purely based on his reputation. And I'm not going to take anything else away from Brian because I've seen Brian's work in the ring and he's an excellent wrestler. But AJ Kirsch is an excellent wrestler and he couldn't get the job done. Dylan Drake is an excellent wrestler and he couldn't get the job done. Chupacabra couldn't do it. Kushida couldn't get the job done. So what makes you, Brian Cage, think that you can do any better? Trust me, you'll have the opportunity to get all your stuff in, but you still won't be able to beat the champion of champions. And I'll tell you one other thing. If there's one thing that you do better than me, it's you put the extra hours in the gym. You've got one sculpted body. But let me tell you right now, listen very closely, Brian. There isn't any amount of muscle mass that you can add on before October 6th that's going to protect your forehead when I take it and drive it directly into the canvas via the double DT. I'll see you in a couple weeks, superstar.